Global TV News Express, President Tinubu guarantees security, urges peaceful festive celebrations. In business, Dangote launches 739 naira per litre petrol at MRS stations nationwide. On the foreign scene, Burkina Faso, Mali, Niger launch Sahel Regional Force. And in sports, Confederation of African Football unveils annual African Nations League. Hello and welcome to all our viewers in Nigeria and around the world to News Express on Global Television, coming to you live from the nation's capital, Abuja. I am Mukhtar Kasim. A quick reminder that Global Television is on DSTV channel 365 and on Star Times channel 276. And now the news in details. As Nigerians prepare for the Christmas and New Year celebrations, President Bola Tinubu has given assurance of peace and security across the country, urging citizens to celebrate the season without fear. The president gave the assurance in Lagos State while hosting members of the Ayo Group at his Ikoyi residence. Our correspondent Kikelomo Okere has details.
President Tinubu says his administration remains resolute in tackling terrorism, banditry and other security challenges, noting that Nigeria have every reason to enjoy the Yuletide in peace, to celebrate responsibly and uphold harmony throughout the festive period. He also offered prayers for Lagos State and the nation, expressing optimism that the Christmas and the New Year holidays will be marked by safety and unity nationwide.
We will bless you.
Amen.
We bless Lagos.
Amen.
We bless Federal Republic of Nigeria.
Amen.
And I assure you, we will defeat banditry and terrorism.
Amen.
President Tinubu described the Eyo Festival as a vital symbol of Lagos' cultural identity, noting that it serves as a reminder of the state's rich heritage. He added that Lagos State continues to make steady progress, just as Nigeria in advancing, saying the celebratory mood reflects the country's gradual but positive journey forward.
The coming holidays will not be a disaster for Nigeria.
Amen.
God will bless all of you.
Amen.
You stay in peace, rejoice in peace, dance in peace.
Amen.
No alcohol, no danger to anybody's life.
Also speaking, Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu says the Eyo Festival provides a platform to project Lagos' cultural strength and preserve its long-standing traditions. He further disclosed that President Tinubu has advised that the festival be considered for inclusion in a formal event calendar, strengthening Lagos' tourism appeal.
An opportunity for us to show the very deep cultural heritage of Lagos. They say that the people without a culture are indeed becoming an extinct.
With renewed assurance from the presidency, Nigeria are encouraged to embrace this festive season in peace, unity and responsible celebration. Kikelomo Okere, Global Television News.
Now talking security, the remaining 130 abducted pupils and teachers of St. Mary's Catholic Primary and Secondary School, Papari, in Agora local government area of Niger State have regained their freedom after spending about a month in captivity. Security sources confirmed that the victims were rescued unhurt during an operation carried out in the forest between Kwara and Niger State. Official records show that a total of 280 pupils and teachers were kidnapped from the school on November 21. Of that number, 50 victims managed to escape on their own, while the federal government secured the release of 100 others on December 7 through non-kinetic intervention measures. The federal government has officially designated kidnappers and violent armed groups as terrorists, marking a major escalation in Nigeria's response to abductions, attacks on farmers, and community violence. The announcement was made by the Information Minister Mohammed Idris during the end-of-the-year press briefing in Abuja. This move signals a shift from treating mass kidnappings and rural attacks as ordinary crimes to confronting them under full counter-terrorism measures. Still talking security, the Defense Headquarters has announced that proactive measures to ensure hitch-free Christmas festivities across Nigeria are taking place. In a statement, the Director of Defense Media Operations, Major General Michael Onoja, said the armed forces, in collaboration with other security agencies, had intensified operations in identified vulnerable areas. He added that surveillance activities, including aerial monitoring and intelligence gathering, had been heightened to track the movement and communications of suspected criminal groups. The federal government has declared Wednesday, December 25 and Thursday, December 26, 2025 as public holidays to mark Christmas and Boxing Day. The declaration was contained in a statement issued by the Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Interior, Magdalene Ajani, on behalf of the Minister of Interior, Olubunmi Tunji-Ojo. According to the statement, the government also declared Wednesday, January 1st, 2026, for the New Year celebrations, urging Nigerians to reflect on the values of love, peace, humility, and sacrifice associated with the birth of Jesus Christ. In another development, the federal government has commissioned a polychronic bicentennial PCBS treatment facility at the Sheda Science and Technology Complex, Shetco, Abuja. The initiative is aimed at eliminating hazardous industrial pollutants and safeguarding public health. Our correspondent, Ubong Usoro, has details.
Polychlorinated beam fuels, PCBs, are a group of man-made industrial chemicals, once widely used in electrical equipment such as transformers and capacitors, as well as hydraulic fluids, paints, and coolants, because of their heat resistance and insulating properties. However, when poorly managed or improperly disposed, PCBs contaminate soil, water, and food chains, posing serious risk to both present and future generations. Speaking at the commissioning ceremony, Minister of Environment Balarabe Abbas said the facility marks a major shift from unsafe handling of toxic chemicals to environmentally sound treatment and disposals of PCBs in Nigeria. He added that the facility represents the federal government's commitment to protecting public health and the environment.
It's more than a technical installation. It represents a major advancement in Nigeria's capacity to manage hazardous materials domestically by enabling the decontamination and environmentally sound treatment of PCBs.
The minister explained that the initiative also delivered key outcomes, including the development of national PCBs inventories, chemical safety guidelines, operator training program, and increased public awareness on the dangers of toxic chemicals. He noted that the facility will prevent further contamination of the environment and food systems, while creating green jobs and supporting Nigeria's transition to a circular economy.
It will prevent further contamination of our environment and food system, thereby reducing health risks to workers and surrounding communities. This facility is the direct pathway to generating more green jobs, driving Nigeria's broader transition towards a circular economy, enhancing resource efficiency, and promoting sustainable development for our benefits.
He assured that the Federal Ministry of Environment would continue to strengthen enforcement and promote chemical safety reforms nationwide. Ubong Usoro for Global Television.
And now to party politics, where the Kabiru Turaki-led faction of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, has approached the Federal High Court in Abuja, seeking an order directing the Inspector General of Police and the Nigerian Police Force to immediately unseal and vacate the party's National Secretariat and other offices across the country. The request is contained in a motion on notice filed by the plaintiffs through their lead counsel, Chris Uche, seeking a mandatory injunction compelling the police to remove all barricades, unseal and withdraw from the PDP national headquarters. The PDP National Secretariat was sealed in November following clashes between two rival factions of the party, one led by Turaki and the other aligned with the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike. In another development, the two separate factions of the People's Democratic Party, backed by Oyo State Governor Seyi Makinde and Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike, have remained adamant in maintaining their political positions despite the intervention of the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, while Wike's camp says it embodies the party's original leadership, Makinday's bloc maintains its stance as the rightful custodian of the party. In the meantime, the People's Democratic Party (PDP) in Bauchi State have rejected claims referring to the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory (FCT), Nyesom Wike, as the national leader of the party. It describes such designations as unconstitutional, illegal, and invalid, insisting that the minister remains expelled from the party. Addressing journalists, the Bauchi State PDP Publicity Secretary Dayebu Chiroma condemned what he described as thinly veiled threats, reckless accusations, and preemptive attempts. Still talking politics, the ruling All Progressive Congress (APC) has released its timetable for the national ward, local government, state, and zonal congresses, as well as the national convention for the 2026-2025 cycle. The party stated that the activities will commence with a nationwide electronic membership registration running till January 30, 2026. Following the registration exercise, APC's ward congresses are slated for Wednesday, February 18, 2026, with local government congresses scheduled for Friday, February 20, 2026. In the meantime, the All Progressive Congress APC Leaders Forum in Obukun local government area of Osun State has called for unity among party members as they prepare for the gubernatorial election scheduled for August 8, 2026. This appeal was made in a communique by co-conveners Olatubosun Oyintole and Tunji Adeshokun, emphasizing that a united front would facilitate an easy victory for their candidate, Asiwaju Bola Oyibamiji. The communique described Oyibamiji as a loyal, committed, and highly experienced politician, asserting that his success in the upcoming election relies on the unity of purpose among party members. You're watching the live broadcast of News Express. When News Express returns, Dangote launches 739 naira per litre petrol at MRS stations nationwide. Details coming shortly, plus foreign and sport stories on the other side of this break. Please stay with us. You're welcome back from that break, and now to business news, where Dangote Petroleum Refinery has commenced nationwide sales of premium motor spirits (PMS) petrol at a pump price of 739 naira per litre across all MRS Oil Nigeria PLC filling stations, marking a significant milestone in the refinery's mission to deliver affordable fuel to Nigerians and stabilize the downstream petroleum market. In a statement from the firm, it stated that with over 2,000 MRS stations nationwide, the new pricing is expected to be implemented across all outlets, ensuring that the benefits of the reduction reach consumers throughout the country. The refinery commended marketers who have embraced the new pricing regime and urged others to follow suit in support of national economic recovery. Still talking business, the Director General of the National Automotive Design and Development Council, Olasekun, has disclosed while briefing journalists in Abuja. Kikelomo Keri has the details.
The Director General of the National Automotive Design and Development Council, Oluwawemimo Oshadnikmi, stressed that public awareness and the media engagement will be crucial to the successful implementation of the policies, noting that proper understanding will prevent resistance and will help Nigerians appreciate the long-term economic and environmental gains. Oshadnikmi explains that end-of-life vehicle policy will require owners to surrender vehicles that are no longer roadworthy for safe disposal and recycling. According to him, more than 85% of vehicle components can be reused, making the initiative both environmentally sustainable and economically viable.
Work with some Nigerian, a young guy, also to build a bus that will be Nigerian, design everything from beginning to the end. So that one is at the point of completion. And also, we've taken this to the universities. During the year, we work with universities, 12 universities, 2 per each geopolitical zone, to design what we call electric bus campus shuttle.
He added that effective execution of the policy could generate over 150 billion naira annually, while creating thousands of jobs across the automotive value chain. The NADDC boss also reveals that new certification measures will be introduced to ensure imported vehicles meet approved standards, while manufacturers and importers will be held accountable for the entire life cycle of their products.
And not only that, be able to have certificates, do certificates in that for technicians so that you have level 1, 2, 3 to different level of certification. So we are so concerned about certification because when our people train here and they get out, what do they show? What do they have? What kind of level? What kind of competencies? What tells their competencies? And that's what, again, we are going to achieve in 2026.
Oshanike further disclosed that the council is positioning Nigeria for the transition to electric vehicle through specialized technician training, the development of national maintenance standards, and partnership with universities and the private sector to boost local automotive production. Kike Lomo Ukeri, Global Television News.
The federal government has revealed that 15.2 million Nigerian homes are structurally unsafe, highlighting the severe housing crisis across the country. In a post on the ministry's X handle, the Minister of Housing and Urban Development, Ahmed Dangiwa, disclosed the findings during the presentation of the National Housing Data Initiative by the National Housing Data Technical Committee in Abuja. According to the ministry, Kano State recorded the highest number of inadequate housing units, while Bayelsa State had the lowest, underscoring regional disparities in high housing quality across the country. He noted that the findings confirm that Nigeria's housing challenge is both quantitative and qualitative, with national housing deficit estimates varying depending on data sources and methodological approaches. Still talking business, the federal government is considering modernizing 50% of Nigeria's operational textile capacity with the state-of-the-art equipment within 5 years as part of a broader revitalization agenda. This follows a recent report that textile imports rose to 814.27 billion naira in the first 9 months of 2025, despite the government's promise to turn the sector around. This upgrade is part of the government's internal plan to introduce tax breaks, establish a national textile training institute, and provide single-digit interest rate loans to revive the textile industry. And now to the foreign scene. Mali's military ruler, General Assimi Goïta, has presided over a ceremony in Bamako, marking the creation of a unified military force for Sahel countries. The event took place at an Air Force base in the Malian capital and signals a major step towards deeper security cooperation among the region's military-led government. The force is the latest initiative by Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger to strengthen integration as they confront a persistent insurgency. United States Special Envoy Steve Witkoff has hailed talks on ending Moscow's war in Ukraine as productive and constructive after holding separate meetings with Ukrainian, European, and Russian negotiators in the state of Florida. The talks in Miami were the latest in a series of meetings between the United States, Russia, and Ukraine on a 20-point plan touted by United States President Donald Trump to end the nearly 4-year-old war. Despite the optimism from the United States, there have been no clear signals of imminent resolutions to key hurdles, including on the issue of the territory Russia has seized during the conflict. Australian Prime Minister Anthony Albanese has apologized to the country's Jewish community following a mass shooting that targeted a Hanukkah event at Sydney's Bondi Beach, killing 15 people. He pledged that the government would work daily to protect Jewish Australians and uphold their fundamental right to be proud of who they are, to practice their faith, to educate their children, and engage in Australian society in the fullest way possible. Recall that a father and a son are accused of opening fire on a Jewish festival at Bondi Beach on December 14, killing 15 people and wounding dozens more in one of the deadliest mass shootings in Australian history. And now talking sports, the Confederation of African Football CAF has officially launched the African Nations League, a new annual competition designed to showcase the continent's top national teams and players. In a statement posted on its X handle, CAF said the launch exciting new African League and guarantee that CAF will host every year a world-class senior national team competition in which the best African players will participate. CAF announced that the league will provide a consistent world-class platform for senior national teams to compete, giving African players greater exposure and opportunities to display their talent on a continental stage. In another development, the Confederation of African Football CAF has appointed Mauritania's Dahan Beida as the center referee for the 2025 Africa Cup of Nations Group C encounter between Nigeria and Tanzania. Beida is one of the experienced referees in Africa. The arbiter was in charge of video assistant referee VAR during AFCON's 2025 opening game between host Morocco and Comoros. Away from football, Nigerian boxers secured 2 gold medals and 1 bronze at the Africa Youth Games in Angola, with the gold medalist earning qualification ticket for the Youth Olympic Games in Dakar, Senegal. Ayomide Mayowa won Nigeria's first gold medal with a victory over Algeria's Bensela Bothinia via split decision in the 48 kg final, while Abijuwan Farouk claimed the second gold after gaining a walkover against Bofenda Mabela of the Democratic Republic of Congo, who was overweight before their 50 kg final. The gold medal victory have secured automatic qualification for Mayowa and Farouk to represent Nigeria at the Youth Olympic Games scheduled for October to November 2026 in Dakar, Senegal. As Global TV News Express comes to an end, here is a recap of our top stories. On Global TV News Express, we brought to you that as Nigerians prepare for the Christmas and New Year celebrations, President Bola Tinubu has given assurance of peace and security across the country, urging citizens to celebrate the season without fear. In business, Dangote Petroleum Refinery has commenced nationwide sales of premium motor spirits petrol at a pump price of 739 naira per litre across all MRS Oil Nigeria filling stations, marketing a significant milestone in the refinery's mission to deliver affordable fuel to Nigerians and stabilize the downstream petroleum market. On the foreign scene, we brought to you that Mali's military ruler, General Assimi Goïta, has presided over a ceremony in Bamako marking the creation of a unified military force for Sahel countries. And in sports, the Confederation of African Football CAF has officially launched the African Nations League, a new annual competition designed to showcase the continent's top national teams and players. That's it on News Express. A quick reminder that Global Television is on DSTV channel 365 and on StarTimes channel 276. Kindly follow us across all social media platforms now showing on your screen using @Global TV NG. I am Mukhtar Kasim, saying a very big thank you for watching.